What in the world happened here? Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make that gorgeous flower that you saw in the thumbnail. That gigantic over-the-top chrysanthemum. By the way, I would love to see everyone else's work. Please share your contact information or your YouTube channel in the comments below. I really want to get to know you guys better. This time around, I'm going to show you how to do everything in super duper detail. You will need the gauge pipes, but if you don't have them, you can always use something that's nice and round, like this bottle. I'm using this Toa Dip American flower that we have in Japan. You can make your own UV resin dip by using the recipe in my last video, which I'll link above. But these petals may be too big to use with that resin plus glue formula, but you can experiment. I'm using 26 gauge wire and 28 gauge for the stamen, but I really recommend for you to use 24 gauge to make the petals sturdier. All these items are linked below, so please take a look at the description. Today's main color is Color Berry's Agate Teal, and I have these other colors, but I'm not really sure if I'm going to use them or not. I do want to use different colors and create depth, maybe like burgundy or violet. Here's some light blue. These are all transparent pigments. I do have some of these metallic colors that I may or may not use. We'll see. This is Candy Blue by Just Resin, by the way. We only need 2 types of petals, and I will try my best to make this as simple as possible. 20 of the long ones and 20 regular petals. But where the heck is the end? Hello? I'm blind. I can't find it. Where is it, guys? Do you see it? Oh, wait. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here it is. Okay, we're gonna make 20 of the long petals. So wrap it around. This is the largest gauge. Twist, twist, twist. 3 times to 5 times. I do want to leave some wire at the bottom because I'm going to use these to stick them or use them to put the flower together. So I'm trying a different technique where I'm not going to stick the petals on with UV resin. I'm going to try a different thing where I'm going to use this wire. So keep a little bit of wire at least, okay? Okay, let's make these together. To shape the long ones, you just pull on the end and stretch it out like this. Pinch a little on the end to make them skinny, like this. And I do want a slight curve to them. Make sure you leave the petals a little fatter than I did here, because when you dip them in the resin, it will shrink a little bit, especially when you're using thinner wire. They bend easily, so they will shrink easier than if you use thicker wire. So that's why I said earlier I recommend using a 24 gauge. Now for the regular petals, I will make 10 and 10, 2 sizes. 20 in total. You can compare the sizes. The burgundy size is 60 millimeters and the green is 50 millimeters. Here I'm using 26 gauge, but as I keep saying, I recommend 24 gauge instead because it will keep its shape better and the flower will be sturdier. Ooh, this is like a slinky now. How many of you guys know what a slinky is? I swear I have undiagnosed ADHD. Focus. With these petals, I want them to be a little pointy, and then I squish them. Then I make a slight curve. Like that? Do you see? Okay, one more time for good measure. Point, bend, and squish. Before we dip the petals, we want to shape the petals a little because once they are hard, it'll be difficult to bend them. So I want the outer petals to be larger than the inner petals. See how the outer petal will be large and the inner ones will be smaller. So I want to create a bend. Imagine sort of putting the flower together before you dip them. Okay, let's get to dipping. Dunk your wires in and tip the jar to the side so you can submerge the entire thing into the resin liquid. Sometimes it's really difficult when the petals are large like this, so you may want to turn it over if needed, like I am here. I'm having trouble. I'm showing you how to get it done even if you have a really difficult petal. Pull out slowly and let the excess run off some before you pull it all the way out, or else you'll get a big old glob on the end. I have the tip submerged a little for the runoff to go inside. I didn't have as many problems with the other petals, but this was the worst one, so I wanted to show you different ways that you can work around any problems that you may run into. Yay! Success! I'll show you another one of these. Oh, no. Okay. See? Go slow. See, that wasn't so difficult. See? This petal is the smaller size one, though. I've finished dipping all of them, and some of them are super curly because they sort of shrunk. I was going for this shape right here, actually. I noticed that if I put a bend on the tip, then it kept these long petals from shrinking so much. Like, see, this one became really skinny. So it all depends on what kind of look you're looking for. You're able to still bend them a little bit at this point because you haven't added any UV resin to them. After drying, it feels like thin plastic, almost like cling wrap or shrink wrap. My petals are done. See that? I am ready to add some color. As I mentioned before, the main color will be this Colorberry Agate Teal. I'm using UV resin, or I think this is LED resin, but same thing. This color is really pigmented, so a little goes a long way. I'm just going to take some off this lid. This should be enough for the whole entire project. To this petal, I'm adding a coat of clear UV resin first before I add the color. And the reason why I'm doing this is because there are some crinkles in the petal, and I want to create a smooth base before I add color. I will show you quickly how I painted this petal. What in the world happened here? No. Okay, guys, I'm noticing that the longer that you leave these to dry, the more that they shrink and the crinklier they get. So I will give you a tip now to dip as you go. Add UV resin to them as soon as they are dry. I did find that you can actually double dip these and the previous film will melt off as you soak it in the UV liquid. Once it soaks off, you can lift it up and dip again. Okay, I've painted all my petals. Ooh, they look gorgeous. And I have less than I started off with because some of them became too crinkly and I just put them aside. How many do I have? Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. I've got 16 petals and 2 or 3 that's curing still. So I'm just short like 1 or 2. I made a lot of these long petals, but I may not even use many of these. We'll see. All right, let's move on to the stamen. I've got 30 gauge wire here, but after creating this, I do recommend doing a little thicker, maybe a 28 or 26 would be better. I say this because they're really thin wires and they can bend really easily, like almost too easily. I want each of these to be about 2.5 inches long. I'm going to use this thingy, used for jewelry, to create a loop on the end. What are these pinchers called? If anybody knows, please put it in the comments below. I want to make a small loop. Can you see? Let's get a close-up because I will dip these in yellow resin. Here is some resin. I only need a little dab of Piñata golden yellow alcohol ink. A drop will do ya. Mix, mix, mix. Dip and cure. Ta-da! See? I'm finished. Oh, I touched the camera. Zoom in. See? This time around, I'm going to use this light polymer clay to create a base to where I'm going to stick these petals in. Since I painted these petals pretty thick, they're heavy. I want to use this method. This will be the first time I'm trying this, so please bear with me. This stuff says it'll dry in 24 hours. It's very light, like foam. I will paint over it later to cover up the white, create a ball, and then flatten it. I need a sturdy place to put this while I'm sticking all these wires in it. So let me stick this on this coaster temporarily. Oh yeah, this is so much easier to handle instead of trying to hold a little ball in your hand. Okay, let's insert these little wires all nice and uniform. It's best when the wires are nice and straight. This is what it looks like when you're finished. And I'm painting the top part yellow with the same UV resin that I used. Oh, this bamboo skewer makes it a lot easier to get the resin between the wires. Ooh, yes sirree, Bob. Looks good. Let's start putting this bad girl together. Okay, here's my first petal. And I'm bending it a little bit to adjust the shape, trying to figure out where I'll be sticking this petal. So I'll be sticking the petals into the sides of this base I've created. From here, I'll speed it up just a little so you can see the whole process. my gosh, Becky, look at her flower. It's so big. No, but for real, she is stunning. I couldn't find any tutorials on how to make really large flowers like this one, so I sort of put it together as I went, but I think she came out really gorgeous. Please put in the comments below what you would like to see next, and I really love hearing from you guys. It makes my day. Please also like and subscribe. It really motivates me to keep going. I will be adding this to another project, so I hope you will come back and see that as well. So until next time.